And Happy New Year. It is with excitement and anticipation that I extend greetings and welcomes to each of you this afternoon. I am Minister Joyce Johnson Williams. I am the ministry team leader for our women's ministry of Lewis Chapel Missionary Baptist Church. Our theme for the calendar year 2021 is Women Stepping into Greater. We have referenced the scripture taken from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, which reads, "And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, than the power of Christ may rest upon me." We have many opportunities for our women of Lewis Chapel to serve in our various ministries, and some of them include the floral ministry, widows and widowers ministry, cards and communications, book review ministry, women's intercessory prayer ministry, the activities ministry, greeters and hospitality ministry, and daughters of Zion. Our goal for 2021 is to reach as many people as possible through our women's ministry. Our pastor, Reverend Christopher D. Stackhouse, has made it possible for many resources to be available to us so that we leave no one behind. Our topics include conversations that will help us grow spiritually, socially, and topics that provide assistance to help us connect with the right organizations or resources that we may need an answer for. I encourage each of you to be intentional about becoming an active participant within our ministries. God has given all of us unique gifts, talents, and abilities. Let us step into our greater purpose in 2021. For most of us, we step better when others step with us. We step stronger when we step together. We also step with more energy when we have others stepping with the same purpose. Let us all keep stepping with greater purpose. You may contact any of our friends or members of our different ministries if you want to be included. And I also invite each of you viewing today to call a friend, call a family member, and let them know that our first streaming session service for 2021 is on. Thank you, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Hello, Lewis Chapel family and friends, and anyone out there that's watching this today. Today, I'm going to give you a series of individual things that will help you prepare yourself for 2021. And my title will be Investing in Yourself in 2021. It is very, very important to invest in yourself in 2021 because 2020 took us on a roller coaster ride. A ride that we can't or could not get off. But trust and believe, if you invest in yourself in 2021, you will be able to get off that ride, unbuckle that belt, and walk into what I call your destiny of figuring out what you need to do to be successful. The 3 areas that I'm going to be covering today will be, first, making your goals count in 2021. That means reaching your goals. That's going to be an area I'm going to be discussing very shortly. The second area that I'm going to be discussing is time management will become your best friend. Trust and believe, when you think about an hourglass, that time management is going to be very, very important for us all in 2021. And the third area that I will be discussing is setbacks with a positive attitude. Every setback is a set up for a comeback. Rule number 1, don't give up on yourself. And rule number 2, you can take back control at any time. So the first area that I will go into is the several characteristics of effective goals. Challenging those brain cells. Your goals should be realistic as possible and fit just for your present capabilities. You cannot start off being a track runner without learning how to run track. But in order for you to learn how to run track, you got to figure out, do you need to train? Do you have the proper workout gear? Do you have everything it's going to take in order for you to be successful when it comes to you meeting that journey? In order for you to be a successful track runner or just an average track runner, you have to have small progressive steps towards reasonable long-term goals, which at the end will become vital to your success. Also, you must also remember that it's important that when you reach these goals, that you have to push yourself beyond where you were from the beginning. And if you do not do that, you will become bored with yourself because there's no progression if you don't try to accomplish something when it comes to you becoming that track runner. The second characteristic that I want to go over is obtaining that goal. Every goal that you have must be attainable. Don't take the challenging characteristics as I listed above when it comes into you being a track runner. Make sure you can actually achieve what you're setting out to do. Sometimes we take it upon ourselves not to sit down and figure out what we're set out to do because we want stuff now. But if you notice from the beginning, I told you that you must take baby steps in order for you to reach your long-term goals to become that successful track runner. Otherwise, you will start getting frustrated and you will quit before you even get started. And so you don't want to quit on any of your goals before you get started. So that is a second area that I have discussed. So I'm going to give you some examples in order for you to be a successful track runner, in my personal opinion. Start out with a training 3 days a week. Why I say 3? Because sometimes you can overexert yourself if you decided to do it 5 days a week. Run or walk 20 to 30 minutes 2 days a week. That is starting out for beginner, intermediate, or those that want to say, you know what, I just want to see how this feels. But 20 to 30 minutes at your own pace. It is very, very important that you start out with your own pace and not try to figure out what your battle buddy is doing to your right, what they're doing to your left, but figure out what you're going to do to accomplish your 20 to 30 minutes. Then when you realize that you can either walk or run, the next time that you go out for that next following week, try to do 40 minutes. You will be amazed that you can go from 20 to 30, now you're at 40 minutes, and towards the end of the journey, you'll remember that you're somewhere close to meeting 60 minutes of walking or running. Rest. It is very, very important that as you realize at the beginning, I talked about 2 days a week, right? But within that 2 days a week time frame, you must have a rest day. My rest day is always on a Wednesday. Don't know why they call it Hump Day Wednesday. So I took Wednesday as my rest day. Rest is very, very important for you as you try to reach what you call your characteristic goals, because you got to rest your muscles, you got to rest your body, and you got to make sure that you do not overexert things too fast and too quick and end up giving up on it, because you end up realizing that it has become boring to you. So you got to continue to make it fun in your life. While you're running or walking, have a conversation with yourself. If not a conversation with yourself, have it with your battle buddy to your left or your battle buddy to your right. But sometimes it's all right to have a conversation with yourself. If you're not conversating with yourself, then sing a song. Sometimes singing a song can help motivate, but most important, put a smile on your face, because you realize that somewhere down the line there's a finish line. A finish line to where you started from, and a finish line from where you're going to end at. Consider taking regular walk breaks. That means on your journey, from your 20 to your 30 minutes, realize that during that 20 and 30 minutes, your legs may get tired, your arms may get tired. Take a break. Pull over to the side of the road, or wherever you decide to be at, whether you're at work, take a break. Breathe in and blow it out. Get some of that fresh air in order for you to understand the importance that you've got to take breaks also when you're trying to obtain your goals. The next area that's also going to be considered into the goals is be specific. Try to always put your best foot forward every time you take a step in your goals. You need to define some very specific, concrete, and measurable action steps that tell you what your goals look like in real life terms. Sometimes we live in this fairy tale world where we don't realize that real life terms is what's going to have you accomplish real life goals. Include how you will measure your results so you can tell whether you are getting anywhere. Sometimes in life we don't like to measure everything because we want stuff right now. And we got to realize in life, in order for us to put our best foot forward, we got to take baby steps in order for us to walk into our destiny and to run into our dreams. The next area I will cover that deals with goals is goals need to come with a deadline and a due date. Otherwise, they will fade away in the background with your daily responsibilities. So you got to be able to juggle your daily responsibilities and your goals. But then you got to have a due date. It's just like you actually making a decision that, guess what? You want to get married. You're not just going to jump into the marriage. You're going to pre-plan your marriage, whether it's going to be a year out, whether it's going to be 6 months. So you got to make sure that you have a due date when it comes to you delivering your goals. Short-term, mid-terms, and long-term goals are very, very important. If your long-term goals is going to take a little while for you to reach, create some intermediate goals in order for you to conquer your short goals. In closing, in this area, remember, meeting your goals is 90% having a positive attitude. No one is perfect, and you're going to have some good days and some bad days where you just don't want to set yourself up for success. But you have to figure out how to motivate yourself. And sometimes in life we focus so much on others motivating us. So what I tell you as we approach, or while we're in 2021, allow yourself to motivate yourself. Make sure you're building up some good stress, manageable habits and tools to help you deal with those gloomy days. Because sometimes in life we will allow the burdens of ourselves and others to stop us from having that positive attitude. The second area that I will discuss is time management. As I told you in my slides, time management in 2021 will become your best friend. Time management is going to be crucial because we got to figure out how to balance back to the new normal. The new normal is going to take some time. If you realize what we're going through right now, this mask that we have to wear on a regular basis is probably going to be the new normal for a minute. So we got to figure out how to balance our life with time management when it comes to family, when it comes to work, but most important when it comes to us. So the alarm clock just went off, and you're stretching your body out, and you're trying to figure out what is going to take place next. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look myself in the mirror, and I'm going to start myself off with a clear focus. Because sometimes when we get up, we don't start with a clear focus because we're still bound by issues that got us mentally drained throughout the night. So if nothing else, prior to you getting into the shower or making up your bed, go turn the light on. Take a look in the mirror and see if your focus is clear enough in order for you to start your day. The first work-related activity of your day should be determine what you want to achieve that day and what you absolutely want to accomplish. Come clear on this purpose before you check your emails and start responding to queries and solving everybody else's issues, including your issues. Setting a clear focus for your day might require a little of 5 to 10 minutes, but can save you several hours of wasting time each and every day. The second portion of time management is having a powerful task list. Capture the tasks and activities you must do on a list and update it regularly every day. Why do I say regularly every day? Because you tend to forget. So if nothing else, find you a journal and start putting down all the things that you want to accomplish. If you have to do the step-by-step method, then write down number 1. Number 2, however far it takes you. And at the same time, while you're writing it down, revisit this list frequently and add new ideas as soon as they appear. But as they appear, they may appear with you listening to a song or even a coworker coming and they saying something, and the first thing comes to your mind, oh my God, I need to add that to my list. So add that to your powerful list when it comes to time management. Make sure your list gives you a quick overview of everything that is urgent and important in your life. Because in order for you to build up activities, you got to be able to have an operational task list to prepare yourself for the upcoming tasks that's going to be at hand. Number 3, focus on activities that matters to you. Before you start something new, identify the activities that would have the most positive effect on your project, your team, and your clients if you were to deal with it right now. Sometimes at work, probably even at home, things get thrown to you, and you don't even know why they're throwing it to you from time to time. So what you got to realize is you got to figure out how to resist the temptation to clear small, unimportant items first that get thrown your way and start with what is most important to you. That means you have to tell people, stop. Let me figure this thing out first in order for you to get back on the right path. If not, then they're going to allow you to take a detour. And if you do decide to take a detour during that time frame, remember, it's all right to get back on track. So, to help you to assess which activities to focus on first, here are a list of questions that I'm just going to throw out to you. What do my employees, family members, or any of my teammates need most from me right now? If you notice, I didn't ask myself, what do I need from me right now? So let's erase all those other people that I talked about first and start putting into the equation, what do I need from me right now? Everybody else, put them on the back burner. Put them on a pause for a cause, because now you have to focus on your time management. What are you going to need for you right now in order for you to make sure you balance your personal and your professional life? What will cause the most problems if it doesn't get done? What will cause the most problems for you if a task does not get done when it comes to you making sure that you are healthy, making sure that you are taking everything that you need to do in perspective? What is the biggest contribution or factors that you can do for yourself right now? Because sometimes in life, we sometimes drift on everybody else's drumbeat. So can I share something with you? In 2021, start drifting on your own drumbeat when it comes to you investing time in yourself. Minimize interruptions, distractions that may put you in a holding pattern. And what I mean by a holding pattern, you're stuck and you have no way out. So turn off the phone, turn off the TV, and meditate at the task at hand when it comes to you. The more uninterrupted time you get during the day to work out important tasks, the more effective you will be. Identify the activities that tend to disrupt you and figure out what the solution is for you. Basically, one of the most essential time management skills is to not get distracted. Because if you get distracted, once again, it'll throw you off course. The next area that I'm going to cover before I go into the last area is review your day. If you remember at the beginning, I told you sometimes in life we like to rush. We don't even like to turn our computers off from home or from work because we know that it's 4 o'clock somewhere, it's 3 o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but we never ever review what we need to do for the next day. So in 2021, part of your time management process should be review for the next day. Spend at least 5 to 10 minutes to review your task list every day before you leave home or leave work. Give yourself a round of applause or pat yourself on the back if you achieved what you wanted. If you think your day effort took a detour, then do something different the next day to get you back on track. Leave your workplace or home in high spirits, determined to pick up the thread the next day. Give these essential time management skills a concrete effort and find your days and project it running much more smoother than what it was yesterday. My last area that I will get into is setbacks. Setbacks, setbacks, setbacks. If you notice in my slides, setbacks with a positive attitude in 2021. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Turning a setup into a success. If you notice, you're driving on 295 now, and you realize as you get close to your destination, there is a detour. There is a yield sign. And you're trying to figure out, will this take me off course? So what I'm going to tell you as we are in 2021, it won't. Because sometimes you got to be able to be set up to take a detour in order for you to see why that setback was taking place in the first place. Number one, don't give up on yourself. I know in 2020, a lot of us had some rough days. But I tell you in 2021, make your setbacks your comebacks. Rule number 2, you can take back control at any time.